Hey, pause for a second and listen up. What I'm about to say will challenge everything you've been taught since childhood. From the moment you could walk, people trained you like a dog. Sit, stay, be polite, don't make waves. They told you good guys finish first, patience pays off, and if you follow the rules, life will hand you a reward. Cute story, complete lie. The world doesn't give trophies to the nice ones. It gives them to the people who see the game beneath the game, who spot the strings on the puppets, the smoke behind the mirrors, the real cost behind every smile. Here's the truth most can't stomach. Honesty doesn't earn respect. Strategy does. Machiavelli saw it clearly 5 centuries ago, while everyone else polished halos. He watched kings preach kindness while plotting empire's downfall. He watched priests trade salvation for silver. He decoded it. The system stays in control by keeping people obedient, quiet, and in the dark. Today, we reveal the 10 rules society has been using to chain you since childhood. Break these, and you stop being background noise. You become the person people notice, the one who moves a room without asking permission. But first, do this, right now. Drop it in the comments. I choose power. Rule 1. Quit trying to fit in. It always starts in a small, ordinary moment. You're standing at a birthday gathering, music pulsing, people laughing at jokes that aren't funny, nodding at opinions they don't even believe. Someone makes a comment that contradicts everything you stand for. The group laughs. You laugh too, just to stay inside their invisible circle. You feel that little twist in your stomach, that burn behind your smile. That's the cost of fitting in. That's the moment you trade your identity for acceptance. Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Every time you blend in, you disappear by 1 degree. People don't respect you more. They don't feel closer to you. They simply stop noticing you because you've given them nothing real to notice. And in that room, surrounded by noise and smiles, you feel yourself shrink, not visibly internally, quietly. And the worst part? Nobody even knows it's happening except you. Then someone turns toward you and asks, "What do you think?" Your pulse jumps, eyes land on your face. There's pressure. Say the safe thing. Say the thing that keeps you inside the tribe. Say what won't make anyone uncomfortable. This is the moment society traps you in, conformity disguised as belonging. Most people fold. They betray themselves to avoid tension. But Machiavelli would tell you this is exactly when power is born. Machiavelli believed something most people are too timid to accept. Blending in is weakness, not because the crowd is bad, but because the crowd has no spine. It shifts, panics, conforms, and demands you do the same. He wrote that it is better to stand alone with strength than follow many in weakness. And when you stop chasing acceptance, the room reacts in a way you never expect. Before you choose yourself, you laugh when they laugh, agree when they nod, swallow your thoughts to avoid friction. You become predictable, safe, forgettable. After you choose yourself, you pause instead of rushing to conform. You breathe, you speak your mind clearly, calmly, without performing. The room shifts. Someone goes silent for a moment too long. Someone else stares a second longer than usual. Your authenticity creates unpredictability, and unpredictability instantly elevates your status. Imagine this in a meeting. Everyone parrots whatever the director says. You sit back, quiet, unreadable. When your turn comes, you don't ramble, justify, or beg for approval. You say, "I don't agree, and here's why." The air tightens, a few chairs creak, the director looks at you differently. You didn't insult anyone, you simply refused to blend. That one moment raises your value more than months of playing along. Ask yourself something uncomfortable. In what parts of your life are you pretending to belong? Whose approval are you performing for? What would change if you stopped today, if you allowed yourself to be real, even if it disrupted the room? Society wants you compliant, smooth, agreeable. People trust those they can mold, not those who stand firm. And this is exactly why you must break the rule. The person who doesn't need the crowd becomes dangerous. The one who can walk away becomes unforgettable. And the mind that refuses to shrink becomes untouchable. So here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, give the world one honest reaction, one boundary, one truth, one silence. Watch who gets uncomfortable. Watch who suddenly respects you. Watch who reveals themselves. Quit trying to fit in. Power begins the moment you stop needing the crowd. Rule 2. Always tell the truth. It starts with a tiny lie, a harmless one. Someone asks what you think, and instead of speaking honestly, you adjust your tone, soften your opinion, make it easier for them to digest. You feel the weight in your stomach, but you tell yourself it's nothing. Just being polite. Just keeping the peace. But here's the punch you don't see coming. Every time you twist the truth to make someone comfortable, you make yourself smaller. Pause for a moment. Feel that in your chest. Because this is the moment Machiavelli would lean in and whisper the part no one wants to hear. Those who can't speak the truth can't wield power. Not because truth is noble, but because truth is dangerous. Watch what happens when someone suddenly stops lying in little ways. Imagine you're sitting with a group that's bragging, exaggerating, pretending their lives are better than they are. Everyone is performing. Everyone is acting. And then it hits you. You don't want to play this game anymore. So you break the script. You say, calmly, "I'm not going to pretend. Here's how it actually is." And the room freezes. Someone shifts in their seat. Someone avoids eye contact. Someone respects you instantly, though they'll never admit it. Telling the truth is terrifying because it exposes everyone else's lies. And people aren't afraid of honesty. They're afraid of what honesty reveals about them. Here's the first cliffhanger. What if every time you spoke, people leaned closer? Not because you were popular, but because you were the only one who wasn't fake. That's the power of truth. Not moral power. Psychological power. Truth disrupts the predictable. Truth breaks the social script. Truth makes people watch you differently. Picture another moment. Someone asks if you're available this weekend. Normally you'd make an excuse, sugarcoat, dance around the answer. But not today. Today you simply say, "No, I have other priorities." No apology. No performance. And in that split second, their entire perception of you shifts. You're not bending. You're not hiding. You're not trying to impress. You're telling the truth, clean, unshaken, unfiltered. Now the mirror question, the painful one. How many times have you lied not to protect others, but because you were afraid your real thoughts weren't acceptable? That's the lie that costs the most. Because the moment you hide yourself, you teach others how to treat you, like someone who will break under pressure. But here comes the twist. The more honest you become, the more unpredictable you appear. And unpredictability is power. People fear what they cannot predict. Machiavelli understood this deeply. A ruler who speaks truth with calm certainty becomes someone others cannot manipulate, cannot guilt, cannot intimidate. So here's your challenge. Say one uncomfortable truth today. Not to harm, not to provoke, but to reclaim the part of you that refuses to live quietly in the shadows. Tell the truth, and watch how the world starts rearranging itself around your voice. Before we move to third rule, if you're getting value from this, tap like and subscribe. It helps the channel, and it tells me to keep making videos like this. Rule 3. Be humble all the time. You think humility is weakness. That nodding, smiling, keeping quiet makes you invisible, makes you small. You feel the urge to prove yourself every meeting, every conversation, every casual remark. Stop, watch, listen. Machiavelli didn't admire arrogance for show. He admired those who masked power behind calm restraint, who hid strength beneath quiet humility. Because the loudest person in the room is often the easiest to predict. The humble person, they are untouchable. Picture it. You're in a networking event. Someone brags about a promotion, their newest project, their latest victory. Everyone claps, nods, leans in. You smile. You listen. No one suspects the quiet observer is taking notes, measuring, understanding patterns. That silence, that stillness, that's leverage. Here's the first secret. Humility creates contrast. It makes people underestimate you, and underestimation is power. While others flash their success like neon lights, you accumulate influence in shadows. You watch reactions. You notice who's insecure, who's desperate, who's strategic. You learn more in silence than they will ever teach in boasting. Pause. Feel that shift. Humility doesn't mean self-erasure. It means self-control. It's armor, invisible yet impenetrable. Each time you resist the urge to show off, to argue, to prove, you conserve energy. You redirect it where it matters. Now, a reflection moment. How often have you jumped to defend yourself, to justify, to explain, to make your worth known? And yet, how often did that make no one respect you more or worse? Reveal your own vulnerabilities. Machiavelli knew centuries ago, appearing smaller than you are, fools the ambitious, calms the jealous, and forces rivals to miscalculate. Humility is the cloak of the fox, the patience of the lion. It conceals strategy. It protects power. Imagine another moment. A colleague tries to provoke you, to draw a reaction that exposes your weaknesses. Others would retaliate, argue, or overstate their achievements. You pause. You smile lightly. You redirect. No drama, no heat. And they leave the interaction drained, confused, while your influence grows quietly. Here's the mirror question that cuts deep. How often do you oversell yourself at the cost of real authority? Every unnecessary explanation, every boast, every display of ego weakens more than it strengthens. So here's the challenge. Today, hold your tongue. Let your actions speak. Let results, timing, and subtle insight do the talking. Smile, nod, observe. Act only when it counts. Humility is not submission. It is strategy. It is quiet dominance. It is the armor no one can see but everyone feels. The world underestimates the humble, and that gives you an edge they will never anticipate. Be humble. always, and watch as power quietly bends toward you. Rule 4. Be nice to everyone. You think kindness is soft. That niceness makes you a target. You bristle at the idea of smiling while someone tests your patience. You feel the urge to snap, to correct, to show who's really in charge. Stop. Step back. Watch closely. Machiavelli didn't equate kindness with weakness. He saw the cleverness in generosity, in civility, in the silent calculation behind every polite gesture. Being nice is armor. It's camouflage. It hides intent, misdirects attention, and disarms suspicion. Picture this. A new client questions your expertise. Others might argue, defend, raise voices. You smile, nod, acknowledge their concern. Listen carefully. Every word they speak becomes data. Every subtle tone reveals motivations. They leave thinking they influenced you. In reality, you control the narrative, calmly, invisibly. Here's the first secret. Niceness lowers defenses. People reveal their intentions, their weaknesses, their true character when they feel safe or respected. By being polite and measured, you gather intelligence effortlessly. You observe the ambitious, the manipulative, the envious. You know who to trust and who to watch. Pause. Feel that shift. True niceness is not performative. It is intentional. Every compliment, every acknowledgement, every calm response preserves energy. It prevents conflict, redirects tension, and transforms potential threats into opportunities. Ask yourself, how often have you lashed out in anger or frustration and paid for it later? The harsh words, the visible irritation, the overreaction, did it strengthen your position or weaken it? Machiavelli understood centuries ago, those who appear aggressive or reactive are predictable. Those who mask control behind kindness are untouchable. The world underestimates the polite, the composed, the considerate, and that underestimation is power. Imagine another moment. A colleague interrupts, challenges your decision, or attempts a sly maneuver. Others would argue, escalate, prove themselves. You smile politely, guide the discussion gently, let them speak. They leave satisfied. You leave unchanged. Your influence grows. Their frustration disappears, but their trust in your judgment increases silently. Here's the mirror question. How often do you mistake being nice for being passive? Each measured act of kindness is strategic. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to gather insight, project control, and strengthen alliances without a single show of force. So here's the challenge. Today, treat everyone, ally or rival, with composed courtesy. Speak only when necessary. Smile, acknowledge, redirect. Observe, without giving away weakness. Being nice is not surrender. It is strategy. It is power in plain sight. It is the silent dominance that others fail to recognize until it's too late. Be nice to everyone, and watch influence quietly bend to your favor. Rule 5. Be patient. You feel the itch to act immediately, to respond to every insult, every slight, every opportunity that passes. Your pulse races. The world demands urgency. You obey. And in that rush, power slips through your fingers. Pause. Step back. Watch closely. Patience is the weapon most overlook. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. Impulsive action is visible, predictable, exploitable. The one who waits, observes, calculates. That person cannot be caught off guard. That person shapes outcomes before others even recognize the game. Imagine this. An ambitious colleague corners you with a request, one that seems urgent. Your instinct screams yes, immediate compliance, promises approval, recognition. But you pause, you assess. You notice the hesitation in their eyes, the underlying motive hidden in their tone. You nod politely, buy time, and do nothing impulsively. Hours later, the truth emerges. The urgent request wasn't urgent at all. You avoided a trap, you preserved energy, you controlled the situation. Patience is not inaction, it is timing. Every delayed reply, every considered response, every silent observation compounds power. Your calm becomes a signal, your restraint becomes a filter. People reveal their intentions when they assume urgency forces you to act. You see who truly respects limits and who tests boundaries. Ask yourself, how often have you acted too quickly and paid for it? Lost credibility, burned trust, squandered resources. Patience turns those mistakes into lessons. Each pause is a checkpoint. Observe, analyze, decide. Consider another scenario. A rival challenges your authority publicly. The crowd expects a defensive outburst. You remain still. You breathe. You let them speak. Their argument unravels in real time, their errors exposed without you uttering a word. Your silence and measured calm speak volumes. Influence accumulates quietly, invisibly. Machiavelli's insight echoes here. Impatience reveals weakness. It invites manipulation. Patience is dominance disguised as calm. Those who wait are the unseen strategists, the ones who turn chaos into opportunity. Here's the mirror question. How often do you let urgency dictate your decisions rather than strategy? Every rushed reaction sacrifices leverage. Every hasty word hands advantage to someone else. So today, practice delay with intent. Hold back when provoked. Listen longer than usual. Observe deeper than normal. Let others exhaust themselves trying to force your hand. Patience is invisible armor. It shields energy, sharpens judgment, and ensures that when you finally act, the impact is undeniable. Your restraint becomes a quiet force that commands respect without a shout. Be patient, wait, observe. Strike only when timing guarantees victory. And watch as the impatient falter while your influence quietly expands. Rule 6. Be loyal no matter what. Loyalty feels like a soft virtue. Warm, simple, safe. But true loyalty, unyielding, strategic, unwavering, is a weapon few understand. The moment you waver, hesitate, or betray trust, the world notices, and it acts. Hold this thought. Machiavelli wrote centuries ago that loyalty is a currency more valuable than gold. It builds alliances, fortifies influence, and deters betrayal, but only when it is deliberate, unshakable, and calculated. False loyalty, given for convenience, collapses under pressure. Real loyalty commands respect. Imagine a scenario. A team member risks career and reputation to cover your mistake. Everyone else whispers doubt, yet you remain steadfast. You defend them, acknowledge their effort, and protect their standing. That single act signals something few see: reliability, predictability, strength. People test loyalty constantly. They push, they prod, they provoke. Those who falter expose themselves as unreliable. Those who hold firm become untouchable. Loyalty is not blind obedience. It is recognition of value, of effort, of shared stakes. When you remain loyal under scrutiny, even when advantage tempts you, you reveal a character too solid to manipulate. Your integrity becomes a mirror others measure against. Those who betray you cannot hide it. They reveal themselves by contrast. Ask yourself, how often have you abandoned allies for short-term gain? How often has fleeting opportunity convinced you to break trust? Each compromise chips away at unseen influence. Every act of steadfast loyalty builds unseen power. Consider a high-stakes moment. A friend is slandered publicly. Everyone whispers, doubts, shifts allegiance. You stand firm, refuse to join the chorus, protect their reputation. The immediate discomfort may sting, but the respect you earn is exponential. The subtle shift in perception is unstoppable. People begin to rely on your constancy. They notice who can be trusted. They follow silently. Machiavelli's lesson here is dangerous. Loyalty is a sword and a shield. It deflects opportunists, attracts allies, and cultivates unseen networks. When wielded correctly, loyalty turns chaos into order and uncertainty into predictability. Those who test it learn quickly that you cannot be bent, bribed, or broken. Your loyalty is selective, yes, but absolute once given. Guard it, honor it, protect it. Its value far exceeds any fleeting advantage gained from self-serving betrayal. Be loyal no matter what. Stand firm when the world expects compromise. Watch as deception falters, influence rises, and your unshakable presence becomes a force no one dares to challenge. Rule 7. Life is about being happy. Happiness is sold as a simple goal. Smile more, chase pleasure, avoid pain. But true happiness, the kind that protects your mind, your energy, your life, is a form of mastery. It is deliberate, strategic, non-negotiable. Consider this. Machiavelli didn't write about joy in the way philosophers do. He wrote about influence, control, and survival. Yet the lesson is clear. Your inner state shapes every interaction, every decision, every outcome. If you are restless, anxious, or resentful, the world will exploit it. If you are calm, centered, and content, you become untouchable. Happiness is armor. Happiness is leverage. Picture a moment. Your inbox floods with complaints. Every message screams urgency. Every demand presses your energy. A lesser mind reacts. You grow tense. You become vulnerable. But what if, instead, you pause, breathe, smile quietly at the chaos? Your calmness is more than peace, it is power. You are untouchable. Your energy remains intact. Your mind rules your world. Happiness isn't indulgence. It is clarity. It is the ability to step back, to measure the cost of each engagement, to choose joy over obligation when the latter is meaningless. The neighbor who pressures you, the colleague who tests your patience, the family who demands attention, none of it can pierce the shield of deliberate happiness. Ask yourself, how often have you sacrificed your inner peace for appearances, for obligation, for fleeting approval? Each compromise chips away at your sovereignty. Each intentional act of joy strengthens your foundation, sharpens your focus, and protects your energy. Machiavelli observed centuries ago that those who control themselves control others. Happiness is the ultimate form of control. It cannot be stolen. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be taken unless you surrender it. Think of a scenario. Friends argue, tensions flare, expectations clash. You watch. You choose laughter over anger, conversation over conflict. Your mood anchors the room. Others follow unconsciously. Happiness becomes influence. Happiness becomes command. True happiness is neither naive nor passive. It is deliberate. It is tactical. It is knowing when to engage and when to step back. It is a quiet power that reshapes relationships, decisions, and outcomes. Life is about being happy, not at the mercy of circumstances, not in pursuit of approval, not as a fleeting escape, but as an unshakable force. Protect it, honor it, let it guide you. In happiness, you are free. In freedom, you are untouchable. Rule 8. Always forgive and forget. Forgiveness is sold as mercy. Forgetting is taught as weakness. But in reality, both are weapons, subtle, precise, and powerful. Machiavelli knew it centuries ago. The mind that clings to grudges becomes predictable. The one who forgives but never forgets becomes untouchable. Imagine this. Someone betrays you at work. They take credit for your idea. They manipulate your trust. You seethe. You replay every insult, every slight, every failure in your mind. That anger feeds them. It fuels their power over you. Your energy leaks, your focus fractures, and your influence diminishes. Now, imagine a different path. You forgive, not for them, for yourself. You release the bitterness, and then you forget the petty details, but not the lesson. You remember the pattern, the strategy, the insight, but not the emotional sting. Your mind clears, your energy returns, you move forward. That is mastery. That is strength disguised as mercy. Forgiveness is not surrender. Forgetting is not naivety. Together, they are a shield. They prevent old wounds from controlling new decisions. They allow you to focus on high-value actions, relationships, and strategies. Those who hold grudges are trapped in past battles. Those who forgive and forget are always ahead. Consider this scenario. A friend spreads rumors. Your first instinct is retaliation. You plan sharp words, counterattacks, revenge. But you pause. You forgive. You forget. The rumors lose their power. The friend loses leverage. And silently, your mind sharpens. Your influence grows. Machiavelli called it calculated restraint, the ability to move through conflict without being ensnared by it. Ask yourself, how often have you been imprisoned by past offenses? How many decisions were clouded by old resentment? Each grudge is a chain. Each unforgiven slight is a weight. Forgive, and you release the chain. Forget, and you remove the weight. Your focus, energy, and clarity expand. Forgiveness and forgetting do not erase intelligence or caution, they enhance it. You notice the patterns. You act decisively. You are not blind. You are strategic. The world tests loyalty, patience, and cunning constantly. Those who cling to anger are predictable. Those who forgive and forget are fluid, elusive, untouchable. In life, you will be wronged again. People will disappoint, manipulate, and betray. The power is not in vengeance. The power is in letting go. Forgive, forget. Transform past wounds into forward momentum. Protect your mind. Guard your peace. Act from freedom, not from chains. Your energy is yours. Your choices are yours. Forgive, forget, move forward. In this, you are untouchable. If you haven't watched my previous video, if to avoid being a puppet in 2026, you're missing the foundation that makes these 10 rules actually work. Think of this. Rule 9, never be selfish. Selfishness is a trap disguised as strength. It promises control, yet it erodes influence. Machiavelli saw it centuries ago. The man who thinks only of himself becomes isolated, predictable, and weak. True power lies in generosity paired with strategy, giving, guiding, protecting, without surrendering your energy. Picture this: a team project at work. You could take all the credit, you could hoard information, but instead you share insight. You help where it matters. Your colleagues succeed. Your reputation grows. They trust you. They respect you. And yet, your own goals remain intact, because giving strategically does not mean losing. That is influence disguised as generosity. That is strength. Now contrast it. The selfish colleague hoards knowledge. They sabotage others subtly, thinking they gain advantage. In reality, every act isolates them further. They become predictable. People avoid them. Influence drains. Selfishness, in the name of power, becomes weakness. Ask yourself, when have you acted for pure self-interest? How often has it backfired, costing relationships, respect, or opportunity? The truth is, harsh selfishness may seem protective in the short term, but it slowly erodes unseen advantages. It blinds you to alliances, patterns, and leverage. Generosity, wisely applied, is armor. Think of a friend asking for advice. You could dismiss them, keeping your knowledge close. Or you could guide them, subtly, strategically, shaping outcomes without losing control. You teach, you influence, you protect your position, and you strengthen your network. That is power in action, subtle but undeniable. Even Machiavelli warned, influence grows where self-interest bows to strategic generosity. The cunning mind does not serve everyone blindly, it serves wisely. It balances giving and conserving energy. Every act of help becomes a lever, every gesture a signal. Your reputation builds silently but powerfully. Imagine, a family crisis arises. You prioritize solutions that help everyone, not just yourself. The gratitude is silent but lasting. People notice patterns, they trust decisions, they follow. Your sphere of influence expands not through coercion, not through manipulation, but through deliberate, controlled action. Never mistake selfishness for protection. It isolates, it blinds, it drains. Instead, act with intent. Share knowledge, time, and effort where it amplifies your influence. Withdraw where it weakens your position. Give strategically. Protect energy relentlessly. Power lies in the mind that serves without surrendering. Influence grows in those who balance generosity with foresight. The selfish are alone. The strategic giver is untouchable. Your energy is yours. Your influence is yours. Never be selfish. Give wisely. Lead deliberately. Move through life untouchable. Rule 10. Play it safe. Safety feels comfortable, predictable, controlled. But comfort is a leash, and predictability is a cage. Machiavelli warned centuries ago, those who only play it safe rarely gain power. They survive, yes, but they remain invisible, unnoticed, untouchable, only by obscurity, not influence. Picture this. A team at work faces a risky project. You could stick to what's familiar, submit the usual report, say nothing controversial. You'd be safe. But the opportunity passes. Others innovate, lead, and are remembered. Playing safe may protect your ego, but it kills your potential. Contrast that with calculated risk. You propose an unexpected solution. You challenge assumptions, not recklessly, but deliberately. Some resist, some hesitate, but those who notice your foresight remember. They respect initiative. Influence grows quietly. Safety is abandoned, but only where vision and strategy exist. Ask yourself, how often have you chosen safety over advantage? How many opportunities did fear quietly steal from you? The safe path may feel secure, but in reality, it erodes influence, reputation, and momentum. The world rewards boldness cloaked in calculation, not timid avoidance. Safety doesn't mean stagnation. Strategic caution is different. It observes patterns, evaluates outcomes, anticipates risks. Think of a friend asking for advice on a controversial decision. You could say nothing to avoid backlash. Or you could offer insight carefully, guiding them, influencing outcomes, preserving your position while minimizing exposure. That's playing smart, not blindly safe. Even Machiavelli understood. Fortune favors those who balance risk with calculation. Boldness without thought is reckless. Safety without action is impotence. The powerful navigate the line between the two, preserving energy while seizing advantage. Every cautious step becomes a tool, every calculated move a shield. Imagine a negotiation. You could hold back, avoid conflict, stay safe. Or you could test boundaries, read intentions, and act when the moment favors you. Risk controlled. Reward multiplied. Influence secured. The safe option may feel easier, but it rarely earns respect or power. Safety becomes dangerous when it prevents growth. Playing it safe isolates potential. It keeps you invisible. It signals hesitancy. And yet, reckless exposure invites collapse. True mastery is a balance. Calculated boldness, strategic patience, risk managed but not avoided. Your energy is yours. Your influence is yours. Safety is a tool, not a cage. Use it with strategy. Step boldly when timing favors you. Withdraw when it doesn't. Move deliberately. Play smart. Play strong. And never mistake safety for security. It is only a shield for the unprepared, not a path to power. Now, write this affirmation in the comments. I dare to act. You've just uncovered the truth that society hides. The rules they taught you, be nice, be humble, be patient, always play safe, were never designed to make you strong. They were designed to make you manageable, predictable, and easy to control. But now you see the other side. You understand that power and respect are not given, they are taken. They are earned through strategy, action, and self-mastery. They are claimed by men who refuse to blindly follow rules that weaken them. They are claimed by men who understand the game others ignore. Ask yourself, which rule has been quietly stealing your power? Which rule has been silently killing the respect you know you deserve? The answers are staring back at you, and the choice to change is entirely yours. The 10 dangerous rules we just explored are not evil. They are tools. Use them wisely. Honesty, humility, patience, kindness, loyalty, and action, apply them strategically. not automatically. Turn every weakness society praises into strength. Turn every restriction into leverage. Turn every limitation into opportunity. Remember, power is not just about money, influence, or talent. It's about perception, timing, and control. It's about the man who moves when others hesitate, speaks when others stay silent, acts when others wait. It's about becoming untouchable, respected, and strategically unassailable. If this video cracked the illusion of safety and politeness for you, take action. Like the video to honor the knowledge you've gained. Share it with someone tired of being ignored, underestimated, or powerless. Subscribe and join the circle of men who don't just want to feel good, they want to be powerful and respected. Seal it in the comments. I control my destiny. The rules of society no longer control me. I am no longer invisible. I am strategic, respected, and the world will notice. If you haven't watched my previous video, to avoid being a puppet in 2026, you're missing the foundation that makes these 10 rules actually work. Think of this